Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Hollywood After Dark. It is Monday night, June 3rd, 2024. Today we're going to be talking about movie theaters being dead. At least that's what the consensus on the internet says. Is it true? I don't know. A lot going on. We've also got porn now allowed over there on Twitter, folks. We're in a brave new world. Hollywood After Dark. Let's fucking go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome back to Hollywood After Dark. This is I felt it appropriate to go live rather than try to record something, a little like done beforehand. Today was a long day for me. I had to take both my male cats to get their nuts clipped. So pour one out for the homies because they're feeling it right now. They're resting, they're recovering, they're fine. They're a little light in the loafers, although I think that's maybe not the reference I'm trying to get to. But they're definitely a little light in the sack, if you will. They're not having as much anymore. Anyway, so a lot going on today, folks. It's crazy what is going on today. We did get the brand new first trailer for Venom 3: The Last Dance. I thought it might be kind of fun because remember, folks, I don't make any money on these streams when I showcase trailers, but it'd be fun to talk about that regardless. So let's take a look here at the Venom 3 trailer and see if it's even worth it. This is a whopping 3-minute trailer, 3 freaking minutes, which is so long. Yet still doesn't give away the entirety of the plot, which I think is good. But still, this is too long of a trailer. But let's watch it.
Eddie, my home has found us.
You should probably know that I have a really dark and unpredictable side to me.
Stop speaking.
I'm giving you a chance, sweetie.
Say when.
When?
What are you?
We are.
We're Venom!
We are.
Venom!
No.
Oh!
Yeah, we
are. Venom.
We're gonna need to work on that.
All right, he's eating heads.
You take me to all the finest places.
I need a tired love.
We always knew it was impossible. That we were alone.
Great song,
in the
though.
universe. And it's our job to make sure that remains a secret.
Let's go get him. Oh, shit! We are fugitives. On the run. In the shit.
We are living the dream, my friend.
You mean it?
No! Any promises change?
Hello?
There has to be a reason they're after us.
Eddie, my home has found us. Jesus Christ!
There's an army coming that cannot be beaten.
As long as Venom lives, everyone, everything will end.
We may not make it out of this alive, buddy.
Eddie,
They're going to make it out of there alive.
time has come.
Wait, did I just say LOL? Jesus, I'm tired.
Be honest with me. fast do you think you can get that thing to go without killing it?
Only one way to find out.
Okay, so it's not bad. It's not bad. It definitely is an improvement over Let There Be Carnage, which is not a terrible movie. It's a maligned film. It's a movie that kind of fails to live up to its potential, and I feel like is more of a drag for Andy Serkis as the director versus anything else. But this one, R-rated, biting off heads. There's more swearing in the trailer. Obviously, there's going to be more blood that will be added in post-production. The movie comes out later on this year. It looks okay. It looks okay. It's obviously, though, going to be taking place in the Sonyverse, right? The Sony universe of Marvel characters, I believe is what they call it. That terrible, terrible name. CJH here says, it's clear Sony cares about Venom more than the other characters. It's because it's made the most money. Spherical Man, I believe this is rated R. I believe they confirmed this is rated R. Music Man here says, Venom 2 is dog shit. What are you talking about? It's not great, but it has its moments. It has its moments, man. It has its moments. Rational for $5, buddy. Thank you. Says the bartender they showed is from the MCU, from No Way Home, and credits. How is he in the Sonyverse now? Well, I mean, I don't know. Because didn't they leave behind the symbiote bit at the end of No Way Home? Right? So that's in the MCU. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Sony doesn't know what's going on anymore. Obviously, I guess you just have to take them. I think you just have to take them in stride. Okay, Spherical Man said he was referring to Venom 2. Okay, yeah. Fandom NSL is asking, why is Rhys Ifans there? I don't know. Is it Doc Connors? Hopefully. That'd be kind of cool. Because if it's Doc Connors, then we know which Spider-Man universe it's in. And if it is in the Andrew Garfield Spider-Verse, what are they going to be leading up to? Could it be leading up to a Sinister Six film? Because we've had the most Sinister Six characters revealed in the Andrew Garfield movies. They were building up to that one. So that's going to be a thing. Parallax, also, yeah, this happened earlier tonight. A Yakuza show, Yakuza, is going to be on Prime. This is based on the video games. If you've ever played the Yakuza series, I have not. I don't know if it's good, bad, or the other. It looks zany. It looks crazy. Looks over the top. A lot of people like it. They're turning that into a show somehow. It's kind of crazy. It is absolutely kind of crazy what they're going to come up with. But after the success of The Last of Us, after the success of Fallout, it makes all the sense in the world for these companies to start just licensing video game content and making it a show. Because listen, it's going to tie in to what I'm talking about with the main title of the show. You know, video games allow for long-form, story-driven, narrative entertainment, right? Why don't we just dive? We'll just dive right into that. There's a lot more to talk about today, but we'll just dive into that one. So, asking here, what is the future of movies? That's been going on a lot over the course of the past couple days, the past couple weeks, all things considered, right? It's been really, really, really going on because everyone's talking about Fall Guy kind of crashing and burning, Furiosa failing to live up to the expectations that Warner Brothers has, or what box office pundits have. And I think by now we've learned, by and large, that box office punditry on the internet is largely retarded. I was listening to Grace Randolph's Movie Math today, and I just wanted to put my head through my fucking windshield. I just wanted to put my head through my windshield. She was legitimately talking about this movie called The Young Woman in the Sea. Okay. It is the new movie from Disney. Okay. And it's got Daisy Ridley, produced by Jerry Bruckheimer. Apparently, the movie is quite good. And it only opened in a few theaters. So much so that Disney, it made apparently less than like, maybe around like $500,000 domestic over the course of the weekend. And so Disney doesn't want to report the numbers, but it had it go in theaters long enough to be considered for awards. And that makes sense because that's honestly what they're after. And what have I been talking about? I've been talking about the fact that movie theaters now, the way the studios push movies through movie theaters is that they are not cultural events anymore, right? They're just not. They're not even really water cooler moments aside from a few. They are springboards to market to people who want to watch at home. And I think the weirdest thing is that people aren't catching on to that just yet. They seem to think that it's like this lack of quality over quantity, right? They go, oh, these good movies, they're not being given an opportunity to shine, because that's not the game. The game is get them on streaming where they can make more money. Get them on PVOD where they can make more money and there's less of a revenue share. Get them to a spot where Netflix will license out a new movie for a ton of money that the studio gets. Get them to a place where they can write down the budget cost of the film as well as the marketing and the losses that they have. Movies are not about theaters anymore. Studios are not making movies for movie theaters. It's a consolation prize. That's where we are. That is absolutely where we are. What is RJ? RJ Smart wants to, I don't, yeah, it's fine, RJ. I'm going to be, but I am going to have a hard out though at 11 o'clock because I'm going to go watch a movie from bed. So, let me just send a link. And yeah. So, hold on. Twitter is acting up. It's weird. All right, there we go. Okay. So, all right. Anyway, where was I at? Where the fuck was I at there? Anyway, yeah. So the idea here, essentially, Blue Jay for 2 thank you says, I feel like we're reacting to in the moment for movies. We're not reacting in the moment. This has been an ongoing issue, Blue Jay. This has a lot to do with COVID. This has a lot to do with over the course of the past 4 years, people's viewing habits, what's been big, what hasn't been big, the budgets, the home video markets, boutique markets, streaming, cable, PVOD, digital sales. I mean, all of these things that are there. And then joining is RJ. What's up, RJ?
Hello.
So tell me how I'm wrong.
I don't think you're wrong.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted to come in to fight.
No, I just came to add to the conversation. By the way, I came in late. Did you already cover the Venom 3 trailer?
We just watched the Venom 3 trailer.
Okay. Did you like it?
It looks okay.
Looks okay. How do I put this? I don't like what Sony's doing with their Spider-Man universe. I think it's sputtering out and dying a swift death.
Is it swift, though? They keep making movies.
That being said, though, I am so into this trailer. I want to go see this movie. I'm actually excited for Venom 3.
I saw Venom 1.
It looks so stupid, but it's the good kind of stupid.
Yeah, that's the whole point, though, is like I saw Venom 1 and 2 in theaters. I enjoyed it. I have no reason to think I won't go see this one. I may not get to it on the opening night, depending. You know what I mean? It's going to be difficult.
I will say, though, Sony does not care about storytelling or continuity, though. Like, they're just like, whatever. They just do not care.
No, well, Sony care, but again, it goes. Well, that's what I was saying though. Is like these movies, like it's a crapshoot whether or not something is going to do well theatrically.
Well, I just mean from Sony's perspective, they're not trying to. How do I put this? They're doing a shared universe where it doesn't feel like there's a lot of cohesion between releases, and when there is cohesiveness, they try and break it. It's really weird.
Well, I'm talking in general, not just what Sony's doing with the Spider-Man stuff. But yeah, they obviously don't have a plan. I think they just don't have a plan.
Well, I mean, more so the bar scene in the trailer, which is just like, what the hell?
Well, we won't know until we see it. Remember what I said though about Venom 2. Venom 2's success was predicated on that leak of the Spider-Man end credit
The
sequence.
entire movie succeeded because of a post-credit scene.
Yeah, that was the hype. That was well, I mean, but it still did 85 million opening weekend or somewhere in there. It still
it made
numbers.
500 million when we were still like kind of bouncing back from the pandemic a little bit.
Yeah, so it's still like people still go see these movies. Like
Only Venom though. Only
well,
Venom.
I say if they would have marketed, if they would have used Sydney Sweeney's assets that people know her for, that on the Madam Web marketing, that would have got more people to show up.
What? So just have like the Madam Web A's.
Yeah, just have Sydney Sweeney's tits and then just have Madam Web right there. People would have gone. Look at when she hosted SNL and then she at the end of the show and she's out there in that real like low cut top.
I am excited.
You know, that
for her. She's doing a Barbarella movie directed by Edgar Wright. I'm so down for that.
That's going to be a lot of fun. And the thing is, though, she's also a good producer. You know, Anyone But You was really good. I need to see Immaculate. But my whole point with Sydney Sweeney is just that, like, don't underestimate her, but like also use what she has and what she's good at using. You know, and then but there was an article with her, an interview with her recently where she talked about like the objectification of her body and everything else. And I kind of had to read that and I went like, girl, like, you know what you're doing. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not saying like you should be objectified, but like when you're out there and you know the reaction that like SNL made people horny again when you were on there. Okay. It's just like, it literally broke people's brains. It was trendy. It was,
surprisingly, Brie Larson didn't do the same on Jimmy Kimmel.
No, Brie Larson did. That broke so many chuds' brains when that happened. But the problem though is that like people tend to hate Brie Larson. People tend to like Sydney Sweeney. Yeah. And I don't know if because Brie Larson comes across as like a smarmy liberal know-it-all when Sydney Sweeney is from Spokane, Washington, which is highly, highly Republican, highly conservative. Eastern Washington is very red. And I know because I live in Western Washington.
Campaign too, it doesn't help.
The what?
The YouTube misinformation campaign.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of that.
Larson,
yeah, there's absolutely a lot of that one. And, I was tonight because I had to take my cats to go get neutered today.
Oh, how'd that go?
It went well. They're home. They're fine now. But I had some downtime. And so I started watching The Death of Movie Theaters, which is kind of what got me thinking about tonight. Red Letter Media. I'm only about probably halfway into the video at this point, so I haven't finished it yet.
Oh, but okay, that was the video I was referring to the other night. Yeah. Yeah,
I'll tell you this right here. Mike and Jay are now so far removed from what is going on that this is a painful video to listen to.
Oh, I don't think it was painful.
It was very painful. Let me explain. I'll explain why.
There's one aspect I might agree with you with, but I'll let you make your point.
Largely, they mentioned like the YouTube hit piece videos and everything else. And I know that there's people that are attacking them for being critical of the Quartering and Nerdrotic. I saw the thumbnails. And the thing is, they're actually very right on calling that out because in this ecosystem where you've got people that review movies or talk about movies, there's an apathy, right? There's an apathy towards everything. Everything is shit. Everything is terrible. And that ends up really getting into the subconscious of people who see this shit, who get it recommended to them. And as a result of that, those people will then take that negativity and spread it. And negativity
like
is
Furiosa is bobbing because it has a female lead.
Yeah. Like, what's up with that? Like, this is the thing I don't get about that, right? Like, a lot of the great sci-fi franchises that these idiots will claim to love, Alien, Terminator, just to give you an example, they're female led.
But they're good female characters, Matt. These are
Furiosa's yeah, I know, right? What about Alice from fucking Resident Evil, Mila Jovovich, right? Alice is a fine character, led 6 movies. Kate Beckinsale playing Selena in the Underworld franchise. That was basically a Hamlet ripoff. And they did 5 movies. I think the third one she wasn't in, but she was in the other 2 after that. You know what I mean? It's like the women lead horror and science fiction, predominantly horror. Women always lead in horror.
Pushing the message, Matt. That's the difference.
So
pushing the message,
but the message, that's the thing I hate. These movies aren't pushing a message. These people literally manufacture and invent messages that they want to be aggrieved by. Also, and then this is the other part of it as well. The fucking media sucks because the media is so vapid, and they know that they're vapid. They know that they have no cultural fucking footprint whatsoever when it comes to this shit, right? Go and look at Collider. Like, legitimately look at Collider. It is a big outlet.
Well,
Not as, hold on, let me
fair,
finish.
Collider died after Collider video crumbled.
Well, true, but they still do all the press junkets and everything else. All right, and those are on their own channel. Those are on a different channel, I think. But press junkets in general don't tend to do anything until you get to the last question. And the last question in a press junket is always going to be what that person asks, that reporter or whomever asks, that is out of left field in relation to something else, something bigger that actor might be working on. Or what Star Wars movie would you like to be in? You know, and they're like, oh, gee, golly shucks. Oh, man, I would love to play Darth Vader one day. You know, dude's got a squeaky voice, balls haven't dropped yet. Headlines run across fucking social media. This actor wants to play this role. You ever notice that? All the time.
Yeah, but that's always been a tactic to get a headline for your piece. I mean,
exactly, because but no one cares about the product at hand.
Well, no one cares what actors think for the most part. You know, like,
well, that is very true.
Most average people are not going to care about, I don't know, Brad Pitt talking about what it was like working on his latest movie. They don't care. They want to know if Brad Pitt's going to be the new Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point. They talk about the devaluing of movies in that piece by Red Letter Media, and they talk about streaming devaluing movies. And
well,
I'm like,
that was also the other conversation the other night too. They kind of get into just like younger people don't really value movies the same way. They're getting their entertainment consumption in other avenues.
Sure, but we can't make. But I don't believe that there's a legitimate argument to be made that movies are not important. Now, are they as important as they were?
For the younger generation, they're becoming less important.
Again, they're getting their entertainment. Kids, younger generation, they're still watching movies, but they're watching them on their own time. They're watching them when they can. They're watching them on streaming. They don't like appointment viewing. We might make the argument.
Do they value it the same way though?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Barbie proved that. Yes, they do. Barbenheimer proved that. If you can set the right intention, if you can market it the right way, and you can have counter programming that ended up becoming complementary programming, which was completely accidental, but then marketed correctly, you will see it work and it will become a cultural fucking thing.
Well, let me ask you this.
Well, hold on. I want one more thing I want to say about this, and then yes, you can ask me. Look at fucking Mario. The critics came out, trashed Mario. What's the plot? I don't know. What's the deal with Bowser being a simp? Okay, and then you had that movie blow up to over $1 billion, which I correctly predicted, by the way, because it was a good movie that spoke to the fans. Right? So it's like it can be done if it's marketed the right way. The media is the biggest enemy of movies, quite frankly, more than anything else.
So when it comes to Barbie, though, right? Oppenheimer, I think, is a different case, right? But we can get into that. When it comes to Barbie and Barbenheimer, were the people that paid to go see that more invested in the film itself or the event surrounding it?
Well, I would argue
did they
that
walk
the fact
away from going to see those movies thinking about the film itself, the film experience?
I would argue that in many ways, yes, because there was repeat viewings. Ultimately, Barbie grossed more money. It did over $1 billion. Oppenheimer I think it did squeak over $1 billion.
It's like 950 million.
No, I think, well, Christopher Nolan had said it hit $1 billion, but I mean, he could be referring to like home video sales or whatever. Either way, it squeaked up there. Okay. And people went to go say, I don't think either movie would have done as well if you didn't have the complimentary programming. Given everything else that had happened last summer, The Flash, Elemental, Indiana Jones, whatever else came out last summer.
Pretty much the only hits last summer were Guardians, Spider-Verse, Barbie, Oppenheimer.
Yeah, even Mission Impossible, which was a great fucking movie.
Just had a bad release date because it just had right before Barbenheimer, and then Barbenheimer took over.
It was exactly that's why they need to space these things out more. There's a lot of movies that come out. There's a lot of movies that are always coming out. But it does feel like the more interesting risk-taking films are coming out on streaming. You know, I look to see like what horror films are coming, because horror is always a good indicator of where things are. And Shudder is dropping almost banger after banger after banger. You know, when you,
But how many of them actually get discussed or talked about and are even recognized by the pop culture zeitgeist?
well, if you look at horror Twitter or horror YouTube or horror TikTok, yeah, they're talked about.
But is that like, but that's the online film community. We're not talking about like the normies.
Well, that's the whole point, though, is that's where we have to start to realize that we are ambassadors of that fandom. Okay. And that's the whole point when I talk about when I say like, how do you save movies? You have to get people excited again, and you have to get people excited again by playing into the key things that will drive them to the movie theaters. And it is not exclusivity, by the way. It's not exclusivity. That's a fucking lie. That's bullshit. You give people the option to watch it where they can, when they can. Let them do that. They will. But you can
But
still
9
get,
times out of 10, though, it's going to be at home. It's not going to be going out.
no, that's again, you're failing. This is where I think there might be the generational divide. But I've worked for movie theaters, RJ, for 13 years.
No, I know. I
So
recognize that. I'm
this,
just saying, I feel like the viewing habits changed to where
The-
there's
yes.
more comfortability staying at home.
yeah, it is comfortable staying home. Are you kidding me? I went out tonight and I was like, I'm going to watch a movie tonight. I was going to go see Furiosa, but the cats, fucking goddamn, every time I try to go see that movie, dude, fucking something comes up. But I was like, okay, fine. I'm like, I went out, I bought a bag of Smart Pop popcorn because I just was feeling like I wanted popcorn. I'm gonna do popcorn in a movie. And I'm like, I'll sit down and I'll watch something. Maybe I'll watch Fall Guy, or I'll watch something I haven't seen yet. Although I did just get my Shout Factory orders today. That came in. I got Bubba Hotep, The People Under the Stairs, They Live, and Escape from New York, all on 4K. And those are all fucking classics. Bubba Hotep is awesome. If you haven't seen Bubba Hotep,
Bubba Hotep's a classic. Absolutely.
yes. I mean, well, you know, and I've also got like the Steel Book of Killer Clowns from Outer Space I just bought. So, I mean, what we're looking at here is this situation where people will always justify entertainment. That's the key element we have to look at. People will always justify it. Then you just have to get them to the point of justifying it. So if you're a family of 4, you know, two adults, 2 kids, and you want to go see Garfield, for example, and you want to go in the afternoon after the matinee, you know, like past the early morning screening into the matinee screenings and then into the evening screenings, you're looking at a fair amount of money to go. And the kids are going to want concessions, and that just adds up and adds up and adds up and adds up.
Yeah, it
and
could be up to like $100.
It can easily be, depending on the area that
Probably
you're
a
in.
little over 100, depending on what time you go.
Well, what time you go, also what city you're in, right?
Mhm.
Whether you are in like a major metropolitan area. Seattle charges way more than it does down here in Olympia to go see a movie. You know, so there's all these elements that go into play. But the thing is, like, they do have cheap movie Tuesdays, right? Half ticket price Tuesdays.
But
You
how
can
can
go-
you, for a family of 4 to go on a Tuesday?
Well, that's the point. It's, you know, like I was just looking the other day and it was like $6 to go see something up the road. I'm like, oh, maybe if I'll decide to go do that. But again, you're right. It's how do you do that? Whereas at home, you can spend pennies on the dollar for popcorn, right? Or pennies on the pound for
And you
popcorn.
pay one price for everyone to watch it in the house.
Exactly. $20 rental versus $100 ticket price. You know, people are going to wait for that. But on the other side of that, if you go, hey, like, let's get together and we'll go out, have a good time, get some dinner, go see a movie and do the fucking thing. Or you trade it like a day with like a treat day with the kids, right? You go to the park, you play in the park, you get some, you know, you maybe get some dinner somewhere, you know, and then like, okay, let's go see the movie. And you kind of do it like that. You have to reframe the idea. And that's what it boils down to, is you have to reframe people's perception of what theaters are, because theaters are by design nasty as fuck. All right. Like, we all love them, but they nasty as shit.
They're trying to get better, but yeah, it
No,
depends
I
on
mean-
where you go. Because I'll be honest, I think the major chains like AMC, my local AMC, the one I used to go to all the time, it was disgusting. I did not like
Dude,
it.
I remember I went to, this was
Bathrooms
Valent.
especially. My
Yeah,
God.
I know. Well, trust me, theater employees, man, you don't even know the shit that I've cleaned up. Like
Wait,
one time,
literal shit or like
oh, dude, literal shit. Oh yeah, literal shit. We had one time, and this is the thing. There's a fucking fallacy out there that the men's rooms are dirtier than the women's rooms, right? It's a lie. It's a fucking lie. I've literally seen women like draw a mural of period blood on a fucking stall. And we had to clean it up. Right? It wasn't good artwork. It was just a fucking graffiti tag with fucking period blood. But yeah, basically she just like pulled out her D cup and like dipped in a fucking, toilet paper and like was whatever. I've also seen women like hover over the toilet because the toilet's dirty, and instead of just wiping it off and taking a shit, they hover. And so when they hover, you know what happens? It goes everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I cleaned up a lot of nasty stuff.
Well, the thing is too, like with the theaters, they've been trying to do renovations. Like I feel like most of the theaters are trying to put in the reclining seats now, and they're trying to do more for the cleanliness post-COVID because how important hygiene is.
Well, that was the thing. They were supposed to do that for a while. Also, $2 here from HBarts. Thank you. I'm doing good, buddy. Just talking about stuff. Thank you though. And then I did see that Ash Eternal. We'll get to that one here towards the end. But I'm just saying, how do you get shit under the seat? It's fucking easy, dude. You don't want to know, but it's like we've had it before at the drive-in where we had and this happened about once a summer, where we had a swap meet on the weekends, and people would, sell shit obviously. But then for some reason, certain people, I don't know where or who or why, would flush clothing down the toilet. And so middle of summer, when we have 1,000 cars and 5,000 people, we start getting the backup and it clogs our lines. And then it starts draining, believe it or not, into the fucking snack bar. So we're like, yeah, dude, it's bad. The toilets start fucking backing up.
Dude, you're making a great case for people to go back to the movie theater, Matt.
I'm just saying they need to do better. On that front, they need to do better. And if you go, this is the drive-in. This is Wild Wild West.
Point being. Well, actually, I was going to say too, because I've been thinking about this too. Did you know that in 1 month for July 4th weekend, Netflix is releasing Beverly Hills Cops 4? And there's been like no awareness, no marketing.
They just dropped the trailer the other day. I don't know what you're talking about. I've already watched the trailer like 4 times.
Point being that, right? Like I'm just trying to make my point. They're releasing it 4th of July weekend, right? And it seems like it's going to go with like, I don't want to say little fanfare, but could you imagine the kind of event it would have been if a Beverly Hills Cop 4 got released in theaters July 4th?
It would bomb. It would bomb. It would bomb.
So.
It would bomb. It would absolutely bomb. It would absolutely bomb.
Think given that there's nothing coming out for the 4th of July weekend,
if it's an R-rated,
Eddie Murphy returning that iconic role in a theatrical film.
Would you have gone to see it?
Yes.
Have you seen the other 3?
Yes. I would have went.
I mean, I would too. I saw number 3. I had to beg my mom to take me to see number 3 in theaters when that came out in 93 or 94. I was like 12. But no, I mean, actually, just even yesterday, I was actually listening to the Axel F theme song.
I'm just saying that's kind of like the thing I'm noticing. It just feels like these streaming movies just become so disposable.
Well, okay, so but the idea here essentially
feel special.
They don't feel special because they were, Netflix is committed to putting out 1 new movie a week basically, and there's not really a lot of anticipation built into it, right? You had Atlas come out recently, and that movie got raked over the coals by critics, but it was number 1 on Netflix, and again, that's the only metric that they give a fuck about is watch time.
Which is why I think an all streaming future is kind of shitty.
And
because
well,
they don't care about quality.
Hold on there. Okay. To push back on that one, who is now in charge of the film division of Netflix?
No, I know it's Dan Lin.
Yeah. And so Dan is very much a good producer, and he's very producer minded. And so it's kind of like, it's like, look at like what Kevin Feige did with phases 1, 2, and 3 of Marvel. He fucking created the modern event cinema. And maybe broke the mold, perhaps, but he still did it. And the thing was, that was a singular producer vision trying to push for a very specific idea. Dan Lin is going to do the same thing. Netflix, the biggest problem with Netflix is that they didn't care. Like Ted Sarandos didn't care. Or is it Reed Hastings? Is he the one who left? Who's the one who left?
Scott Stuber is the one who left.
Stuber, that's what it was. Thank you. Stuber was like, let's just fucking give people money, and then we're just going to keep our subscribers.
Make whatever you want, just infinite money. Just dump money
because it's all about the shareholders. It's not about quality.
It's about getting engagement. That's
it's not about engagement. Again, it is about the shareholders. Because if the shareholders, if they look at the view counts and the view counts are high, that means retention on subscribers. That means every month billions of dollars are coming on in through subscriber revenue, which means that their fucking share price can then go up and they will then make more money. At the end of the day, that's any business that is incorporated, that has fucking stocks like that. Their only obligation is to their shareholders, and any business person will tell you that. So now they've got to get a person in there that's going to be able to do both. That's going to be able to curate content that will then ignite the people watching it, that will get them excited, as well as content that will then be, viewed well enough by the shareholders to make them comfortable and go, okay, we're still making money. And that's a problem, because it's like, it's like the retail market, the 52-week market, about retail, right? Every week there's something new, every week.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And it's like, and it's just unsustainable. It's like fashion has been devalued, like literally, like, you go to Costco, and I found some shorts I liked today, and they're like on clearance. They went down from $19 to $14. And I'm like, if they went down to 10, I would buy them.
Well, I liked your idea of the tiered pricing. That was an idea I kind of liked.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know about the tiered pricing system, okay, this is like, this is my pinned tweet on Twitter, but I'm talking about, like, again, my experience of having worked for movie theaters in the summer of 1998, Hollywood Video in the summer and fall of 1999, the drive-in movie theater from 2001 to 2010, the discount movie theater from summer 2010 to summer 2011, back at the drive-in from April 2013 to April 2015. I've spent a lot of my life working in this industry on that retail end. And the best thing I can tell you is tiered pricing systems will get more butts indoors and will get more people coming back more often. Because, again, like RJ, you are the kind of guy that's like, I want to go see it first day, first show, right? Like, you'll go see.
Well, I try and go out to see movies opening weekend. Yeah,
sure, me too. When I can. Like, it's hard right now because I'm working, like 180 hours a month. But when I wasn't, this is what I want to do, and I am actually really considering heavily moving. Like, trying to get one of my work days moved from like Thursday to Monday. So then I'll have Thursdays off to be able to go see new movies. But the idea here is just that you have your first 2 weeks where the movies are at full price. A new movie's at full price, right? Whatever that is, like $12, $15, whatever. So the people who have FOMO, fear of missing out, they'll go and see it. Then after 2 weeks, it drops down, let's say $3 to $5.
Yeah, so that increases like potential repeat viewings, and
exactly
gets people who may not want to go out right away. Like,
exactly, and people who have been like, the repeat viewings are like, oh, maybe I'll bring a friend, maybe I'll do this. When I was a kid, when I was younger, we had discount movie theaters in Portland, right? We had our main theaters that, like, my friends and I would all go to, and then there was like the Valley. And then there was the Joy Theater, and the Joy Theater was a single screen. They're still open to this day. And that's where I saw like Arachnophobia. That's where I saw like fucking Star Trek 6. I mean, they're awesome. I love that little theater. And, but like, I'd go to all the other theaters around town to see movies, but I would also go like in the morning when it was a little bit cheaper. Usually I'd go to the first show. But if movies when they started going to the discount theaters and they're like a couple dollars, do you know how many times I saw Cutthroat Island in the discount theater?
Probably too many.
I saw it like 3 times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember going to the Valley and like having my friend's older brother buy us tickets for like Sudden Death, the Jean-Claude Van Damme Die Hard knockoff. And we like walked in to go see it. I remember taking my brother and sister to go see Star Wars: The Phantom Menace there when it hit the discount theater.
Yeah.
At the, like at the end
of
of 99.
I was going to say too, it's a double-edged sword though, because come to think about it, like, the theaters have to split the tickets, like the profit from the tickets with the studios, right? And that's why the concessions are so expensive, because that's where they make the bulk of their money.
That's true.
Right. So I guess the question is like, I mean, what do you do? Because like, I know people say like the concessions are too much, right? But like, that's where they make their money.
Well, that is where they make their money. And that, of course, becomes the issue, right? Like, I mean, there is at least one Yelp review from the summer of 2010 at the Regency Academy 6 in Pasadena, where a woman is upset at me because I wouldn't let her bring in her fucking Pepsi.
Oh, like to sneak in a drink, yeah.
Yeah, I caught him. She had like 220 ounces in a fucking in a fanny pack. And I told her you can't bring them in. And she was like, but we just bought these. I'm like, but we have Pepsi products right there at the concession stand. But a lot of people, again, if you go, like, people don't want to always buy concessions because they're expensive. But if the ticket price is cheaper, now you can justify the expense for the concessions. Cinemark
I don't know if you got this far into the video, but I don't think they would do this. But I think it was Mike was like, well, what if they offer popcorn for free? Because popcorn's so cheap anyway, right? You offer the popcorn for free and then everything else you have to pay for. Like,
well, no, you don't do that. What you do is you have to incentivize it. So you don't offer it up for free. You offer it with a reward program, right? Remember the punch cards? Like, you go to Subway, buy 10 foot longs, get one for free. Buy 10 large popcorns, get one for free. Yeah. Like legit.
I mean, yeah.
Or what you do is you can have little things where you go and you get like a little baggie. And we had this at the drive-in when you would have people who'd order like a large popcorn, and then we had these little, like the little circus bags that would get like the peanuts in or the popcorn in, right? And we would give them a couple of those, and these things cost like not even like a penny per. They were so cheap. But the idea there was you can sit there and divvy up your popcorn and give it to your kids. So I was like, why don't we do something like that where we have like a rewards program where if you are a rewards member and you buy a large drink, you can get a small little popcorn thing, right? And it's like, for one, that costs us nothing. And then two, it incentivizes them to buy a drink, or you put it towards, like, you combo it, but you make it an actual combo where you're saving more than just like 50 fucking cents. Right. Mm-hmm. But the idea behind all of that is, if you look at general marketing, people are willing to spend up to a certain amount of money based upon impulse buying, right? And again, it's also the color schemes. If you've noticed, a lot of the interiors of movie theaters are red, and when you go into the concession stand, it's a lot of yellow, and that's actually meant to try to trick your brain into being hungry.
Yeah, that's a whole visual design element. Yeah.
Yeah, go to any taco shop, and it's always going to be red and yellow, right? But the idea there is, again, you go and you incentivize your customers by giving them an actual fucking deal. And then you do the tiered pricing where after a month or something, the movie's like $5 all day. And you'll get people walking in off the street. You'll get people coming on like a Saturday night or something, and they might come fill it. When I saw a few months ago, what was it? The Creator. This is a Saturday night, 7:30. I hadn't gone to a Saturday night show in forever. I was on my break from work. I was able to sneak off to go see it. I literally got the last ticket. It was sold out on a Saturday night. It wasn't a big theater. There's maybe 70 seats, but it was still sold out on a Saturday night.
Man, that's pretty good.
And I thought that was pretty good. I was like, holy shit. And I had like my seat was all the way in the back, all the way to one side, which worked out well for me anyway. But the idea there is that, like, people will go, but you should still try to entice them with other things. I've mentioned like having a comedian or having a trivia night, do trivia in a movie. You know what Regal does that's actually really brilliant? Regal will do mystery movie night for $5.
Oh, or you don't know what you're watching, you just pay the $5 and go in.
Yeah, and it's usually a new movie that's not released yet. It's almost like a focus group sort of thing.
See what people think about
it.
And
I think that's great. Like, I mean, would you?
Yeah, AMC. I think AMC is doing that too, aren't they?
Yeah, I maybe they are. I don't have any AMCs near me, but the point though is that you make it like intriguing for the customer. Oh, it's $5. Okay, it's a movie. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm willing to risk it because it's
especially
something
for $5. I mean,
for $5, you're not going to care about.
The only
$5.
thing you're really wasting is your time.
Well, yeah, and then you go in, but again, if the movie's shit, you have your friends with you or some shit like that. So you go have a good time with your buddies. You might make fun of it a little bit or whatever, or you get popcorn, you hang out, you chill, you do your thing. Yeah. Like it really is about trying to entice the customer to return by making it accessible, by making it affordable. And the biggest one, and I've mentioned this, I think I mentioned this last night when we were talking about it, it needs to be 24 hours. At least on the weekends. At least on the weekends, it needs to be 24 hours.
Because I know we're short on time, and you got a hard out. But I wanted just to kind of ask you, looking at the release calendar for the rest of the year, do you see any movies that could reinvigorate the box office truly? Like get people out of their
Deadpool is the only one.
So not Joker 2?
I don't think Joker 2 is going to make the money that Joker. I think Joker 2 is going to have
3?
No. I think
2?
I mean, Inside Out 2, it looks really good. It's going to run the problem of what most sequels do, which is it's too much world building or too many new characters. I understand that when they do these movies, like they have to have more characters, or they have to expand the world. But if you look at, let's say, for example, Trolls versus Trolls 2, Trolls is an awesome, very, very, very simple film, right? The Blargans come in, steal the trolls, Queen Poppy and Branch go rescue. That's that. Okay.
But then you get into Trolls 2.
And now it's the whole world expands, and you've got the rock trolls and the classic music trolls and the reggae trolls. And it just kind of goes and it just blows up, and you're like, okay, now we have to go through every land and give everyone their own little intro sequence, and all this kind of stuff. And I still like the movie, but it suffers from that problem. Joker 2, looking at the trailer, is not going to have that problem per se, because it's going to still be very much.
I'm sure it's going to make a lot of money.
I'm going to say, I'll say, unless there's a big issue with it in regards to like people worried about there being like some kind of violent outburst or some shit.
That just added to the first movie, though.
That did add to it, but it didn't. But it added to it. But then the movie itself was so good it had legs, and that kept it going to its accolades.
So when you look at Deadpool, then, because you're saying Deadpool might be the only big event movie of the year, you see it being $1 billion or no?
Oh, my I'm gonna say high end estimate for Deadpool 3, 1.8.
Okay, let's do the low end, like realistically, right?
Realistically, 960.
Okay.
It's gonna hit $1 billion. It's gonna hit a fucking billion, dude.
If it does not hit $1 billion, though, is that a bad sign for the health of the industry?
Yeah. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
It's
a bad sign. It's a bad sign for comic book movies, 100%. When you get the number. Look, here's the thing. You can sit there and say that like the best superhero of all time is Superman, theatrically or whatever. We all go back to 78. But for my generation, your generation, and the upcoming generation, the only Wolverine has only been Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, it's been around for 24 years now.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And don't get me wrong, like Logan is a nigh perfect film. It is almost perfect. It's so fucking good. And his death was so hard hitting, and it was a good death. It was a good end to that. Them bringing him back, but it's a variant of him. And he's on a redemption arc to make up for him failing his universe, which is basically going to mean Jean Grey's going to die again. Right. All the X-Men are going to die. We're going to probably see all of them get yeeted. And then he's just going to be pissed off, and then they're going to have their road trip, and then they're going to fucking fix it out. And I do think we're going to get more Hugh Jackman leading into Secret Wars.
Yeah. Secret Wars will probably be like the goodbye to Fox X-Men completely. Like the final goodbye. Like this is really it.
Yeah. Well, Blargonier says, I don't see that making $1 billion. X-Men and Deadpool movies can't do that. This is Wolverine and Deadpool. It
feels different. I'll be honest with you. I'm not trying to be pessimistic and doom and gloom. I think it's going to make a crap ton of money.
It is outright.
I don't see it making $1 billion, though.
It's going to cross $1 billion. It's going to absolutely cross $1 billion.
I will disagree with you on something, though. I don't think the movie not hitting $1 billion is a bad sign, though, for the industry.
No, I mean, it's like if it's like a lot of movies are having trouble even cracking 100 million domestic.
Well, 100 million opening weekend period hasn't happened all year.
Yeah, but that's also okay, right? That is also okay.
Well, yeah, if it legs out, it's fine. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I just don't agree that if Deadpool doesn't make $1 billion, things are in trouble. Because like I don't know.
I think it's going to hit $1 billion because it's just Deadpool is very popular. Ryan Reynolds has an excellent marketing team. The biggest problem with Deadpool 2 is, again, it opened up. Oh, it was supposed to open a week after Solo. They jumped it up 2 weeks to come out the week before Solo, but they both still cannibalized each other's box office.
A little bit, yeah.
That was the biggest problem. Solo would have hit 100 million opening weekend if it wasn't for Deadpool 3 or Deadpool 2 pulling in 44.
Yeah.
in its second week. Okay,
But the thing is too, like, I think the other issue is too, like, we have to, like, well, for one thing, another conversation, but budgets need to go down across the board. They're
yeah, but
spending way too much on movies
but
and
do you
TV
know
shows.
why? But here's why the budgets are going up. Okay, because the producers are being paid more. That's really what they're getting their money up front. This is a Pandora's box, in my opinion, that Netflix opened. Because Netflix pays up front for everything. That's why they don't do the royalties. They're only now doing the royalties. But they weren't doing royalties at first, or sorry, residuals, because they would buy everybody out. They would overpay in order to buy everybody out.
Mm-hmm.
And then that started to shift. That was one of the big reasons with the whole strike, is that they wanted their residuals. But Netflix was like not doing it. They were famous for not doing it for quite some time. And so right now you got the producers are getting paid out. The executives are getting paid out. Look at Chris Stuckman, right? Bringing in Mike Flanagan. That's great for marketing. The movie was shot last year. The movie was done last year. So bringing in Mike Flanagan and paying him whatever money for an executive producer credit is then going to be able to open doors and put that on marketing.
Yeah, it helps.
It helps. It does help, even though I personally believe I'm sure he offered notes on the edit or whatever. And he's a very good talent.
Yeah, I think he did offer notes and offer some advice for like in the editing process, like how to edit certain things.
But at the same time, it's like he's being brought in for name recognition. And that happens in Hollywood all the time.
Obviously it's a good marketing tool, like you said.
So I feel like what we're going to see here is like something like that. I had a reason for going to Chris Stuckman. I think it's really, there's not a lot right now, I would argue, in like name recognition. There is brand recognition, and like I said, the Deadpool 3 brand is pretty big. Okay, I'll give you an example for brand recognition. You guys know that Fallout 4 hoodie that I wear?
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it in like videos and shit. I've had that thing since 2015.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've had it for 9 years, like this summer. I still wear the hoodie. It still looks great. I had to drop my kid off today a little late at school because we were trying to get the cats in the carriers to get him down to the vet. And I'm running behind. I had to go in and sign her in. And as I'm walking in, this like fourth grader or something, this girl looks at me. She goes, "Oh, wow. I love your Fallout hoodie." And I'm like, girl, like, that's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool that you know it, but one, for like you're a little bit, like, you're a little young to be watching Fallout.
Or playing the game.
Yeah. But she was like, "I love your Fallout 4 hoodie." And I was like, all right, cool, man. Fucking Pip, Vault Boy for the win.
Maybe they were watching YouTube videos.
Maybe they were, but they probably ended up watching the show because the show was so big. The show was so popular. And that's the other part of it too when it comes to movies is prestige television is kicking the shit out of fucking movies. Right? Because,
well, again, that's what I'm talking about though when it comes to the generational divide and also to just what people, especially the younger generations, are valuing out of their entertainment. They seem to prefer at your own pace long form content.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do movies compete with that? Because it's not exactly 8 hours long of content.
Well, I think, again, the idea there is you have to create that event. And the problem, though, is when you ask people to like, hey, can you create that event? The biggest issue ends up becoming, well, like, how do we do it to where it's, like I think they learn the wrong lessons, if I'm being honest. Right. I think
we talk about that too.
Hollywood, I think a lot of them just kind of
Hollywood does learn the wrong lessons all the time.
All the fucking time. They just have those fucking problems. I feel, again, the best way is, in this particular case, when it comes to movie theaters need to stop sitting in the cuck seat. Okay. They need to fucking pull their pants up and they need to fucking hardball, strong arm.
They got to start fighting back.
They got to start, because otherwise they're going to end up being the ones that die off. They're having a slow death. It's a slow death. As much as
I'll be honest, movie theaters dying is going to be, I don't want to be too hype. No, I'll be a little hyperbolic. I think it's really going to be the death of movies as we know them.
Well, again, it's like the death of movies as we know them is a weird take for me, because the movies themselves aren't going to change. It's just going to be like our viewing habits have changed.
Well, yeah, yes, but also I think the way they make movies is going to change too.
Well, I mean, especially when we start getting into the AI side of things, but that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, if you want to preserve what we have and what is great about the entertainment that we're getting, I mean, theaters cannot afford to go out of business. Like, theaters need to exist. It's
Yeah,
just
but
going to crumble everything if they
well,
go.
but the theaters also run into a similar problem that no one ever talks about. It's not just that they're not making money from movies. It's also that you have like rental rates are skyrocketing. You've got again inflation on everything.
Well, things are just weird across the board. I feel like a lot of industries are struggling right now. I mean, I don't want to get in. That's a whole other conversation. But
Well, yeah, well,
the video game industry is suffering right now, and just
yeah, because there's an overabundance of content. Not all of it's great, but there's an over fucking saturation of content. Rational here says, Matt RJ, people are still going to want to see films like Avatar, Avengers, and Star Wars in IMAX 3D. Not in 3D. 3D is largely dead.
Yeah, unless 3D, it's Avatar.
And even in Avatar, I would have preferred to see it. I saw it in a high. I didn't quite care for the 3D of it because it was high frame rate, which is great, but we're still not at high frame rate levels yet. Like,
I'll be honest, I can only speak for myself, but I saw The Way of Water in high frame rate 3D. It was a mind blowing experience. It's like the best.
I did too. I saw it too in there, and it's also, but just like there are times where the high frame rate was a little bit too uncanny valley.
Sometimes, right? Yeah, but honestly, like within like the first hour, like I didn't even notice it anymore.
Yeah, it was some of the scenes still got me later on, but man, like the scene with the fucking whale and shit, like when they got the crab walkers and the little.
I know, cool. It's great.
I love it. I love those movies. But again, even those movies, right? People said no cultural impact, but the top number 1 and number 3 highest grossing films of all time, right? This is because they're events. And the event was good enough to go see it multiple times. And the event had enough in it, had enough spectacle to keep you interested and engaged to want to go back and have that experience again and bring other people to go see it. That's kind of the whole point. So how do we, because you want to save movie theaters? It's not the fucking movies. It's the goddamn audience.
But how do you change the audience? Like if they're apathetic,
you have to put the groundwork in.
If they don't value movies and they actively hate the industry and they hate the people who make the movies.
See, but that's see, that again is diving into that's kind of moving away from the normies, right? What that is the terminally online type shit. I'm not saying you're terminally online. I'm saying just in general, these people that are like, but they do speak, but they do talk to people out there. Like, I'll talk to HWAD. He'll mention people he talks to at work who like listen to Critical Drinker. And Critical Drinker he ate lead chips as a child. I'm pretty sure he's retarded.
Gets views, though.
He gets views because he does the emotional fucking thing. He does the emotional attack, right? He comes out there and he's just like, this fucking, I can't do it. It's voice, but he's like, this movie's woke, or whatever. And then he just has these preposterous claims that have no basis in reality, and they're echoed by every other dipshit underneath him who wants to get some of that fucking trickle down shit. All right. And they have a grift, and the grift is setting itself up and it has a good hold, because if the movie is not doing well, they can pounce on it. If the movie does do well, they can't pounce on it. So then then there's no talking about it. Right. We've seen Jeremy talk about this. Remember, I think he said like One Piece was good. And they're like, you're giving away the game, Jeremy, or some shit like that. Remember, they got mad at him for that one because they know.
Didn't Nerd Roddy make like an hour-long video about One Piece?
I don't fucking know. I don't watch his shit.
Yeah, well, they admitted that One Piece was good and they covered it. Said, "Oh, this is an example of like a non-woke, really good TV show that just doesn't push a political message." Even though One Piece is extremely political, but whatever.
Yeah, but then they're mad at X-Men for being political when X-Men has always been political.
Yeah.
It's all like Morph. They're like, Morph is gay. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Like, did you not see the episode where he's fantasizing about Wolverine in the shower? It's kind of a dead giveaway. It's like, that's in episode 2.
Well, a lot of X-Men, you can argue, is like some of X-Men at least is a gay allegory. I mean, when Iceman comes out to his parents.
Well, that whole fucking thing was just a goddamn
No, I'm not about the comics. I'm about the Bryan Singer movies when Iceman comes out to his parents about being a mutant. Remember that?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That was, I mean, yeah, and Bryan Singer's gay and and a lot of other things too, apparently.
Yeah, even in the comics too. I mean, just like there's a lot of political allegories even back in like the 70s and 80s with the X-Men comics.
Sure, absolutely. Again, like science fiction, comic book storytelling, it reflects the world that we are in at that time. So we always, but the problem though is that these guys, when they were younger and they were watching things like this that were politically charged, but they didn't understand it, it went over their head. This is just cool shit they're seeing on the screen. Like, imagine all these guys are like, oh, I love A New Hope. And you're like, you do realize that they're like the rebellion. They're the Viet Cong. And they're going up against the American imperialist army.
No, it's not. It's just George
It's
Lucas making it up years later.
Yeah, it's like that was always the point, was always that shit. And there's another thing I was watching recently too, where oh no, it was James Cameron was heavily the Na'vi versus the RDA. The RDA was meant to be the U.S. military taking out the indigenous population, like some big events from a long time ago. You know, like you can showcase these things in a way that's going to make people kind of resonate with the message you want to send. But the problem though is like if you tell people that it's there, like some people are going to get mad and go looking for it. It's one of the reasons why it's like, I always say, if you want something to be treated as normal, then act as if it's normal. There's no need for this over the top bullshit. I mean, this goes back to the media, where the media is like, let's ask you these questions that, like, remember when they said Jonathan Kasdan and Lawrence Kasdan, when they were doing the press tour for Solo, right? And they're just they're like, so like Lando Calrissian's Pan. And then they're like, yeah, I guess like they had to like figure out what it was. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, so
sometimes the studios play into that too a little bit though. Cause remember the whole Onward thing where like Disney was like, oh, we're going to have our first openly gay character. And it's just like a Cyclops woman in the background.
I mean, yeah, played by a lesbian actress, actually.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
it's like sometimes the studios play into that too.
Well, the most famous one, in my opinion, is Ghostbusters 2016, where they tried to play the men hate this movie card so fucking hard.
The studio or the media?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Both, yeah.
Dude, no. Tom Rothman running Sony Studios, even he got involved. Like the head of Sony got involved. So yeah, they were all running that bullshit. They were all pushing that narrative. And even Melissa McCarthy, like 5 years later, was still doing it. It's like, stop it. The movie wasn't good. Just acknowledge that the film wasn't good. It had nothing to do with like I was probably one of the biggest detractors of Ghostbusters 2016. I still went opening night to go see it. And I still went in there and I was like, please don't suck. Because I didn't want it to suck. It just did. And I've watched it a couple more times since then, like kind of maybe thinking I'm in a different mindset or whatever. Still can't get into it. But a lot of people, again, though, the idea here is that people do want to be entertained. They want to watch stuff. COVID scared everybody. It got everybody to go home and then to do it that way. But what we've seen, remember, is with the rise of streaming, what's one of the things they didn't want to do? They didn't want to engage in physical media, like Netflix specifically, Disney specifically.
They still don't, apparently.
They still don't, but Netflix is not going to have much of a choice, because I do feel like the Disney Plus shows are selling quite well in order to warrant that extra money coming on in. And then Netflix will be like, okay, maybe we should do the same. It's because like the idea here is not about restricting the content. It's like video games. Remember, I think we bitch about that with like video games as well, where it's like, it gets like think about the exclusivity, right? Like they pay for exclusivity. The companies will pay for exclusivity in these games, hoping that it sells the hardware, hoping that it sells an online membership. When most gamers are like, I'll buy it. Just put it on like fucking everywhere I can get my hands on it. And that's what consumers want. They don't want things to be region locked. They don't want things to be platform locked. They don't want things to be like that. They're willing to spend the money to be able to access it everywhere. And I think that's the thing that most entertainment has to fucking realize. Because remember, like, look at the music industry. You had cassettes, right? Or first, 8 tracks, vinyls, cassettes, things like that. Then you started getting CDs. And then you started getting, burned CDs. And they were fucking afraid that the burned CDs were going to fucking destroy the world. And that never happened. And then they got into MP3s, and now everything is all digital. And music still survives. And you can listen to an MP3 on everything. It's just like having that universal codec. MP4, MKV works really well with movies. And people want them. It's like the other part of that too is look at video games. Video games are fucked in so many ways because you don't actually own what you buy. You do not own what you buy.
Which is why I try and get physical copies when I can.
Yeah. Well, I buy a lot of physical. I don't
know if you know this, but your Xbox physical copies aren't even real physical copies. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Only PlayStation does like actual physical copies. All PlayStation and Nintendo.
Yeah.
Xbox, they're just download discs.
Yeah, they're just
basically.
I know. And because that is where that industry is going. But look at like there's the guy that I worked with who sold me all of his movies. He was like, "Oh, I got them all on Vudu and they're always going to be around." And I'm all like, "Okay, I'm going to buy your movies, but I'm not going to tell you that Vudu
Well,
can
dude,
at
did you
any
see what
point in
happened
time."
with PlayStation Video? Like,
Yeah.
people who bought like all their digital library on PlayStation Video just vanished.
No,
They couldn't
well,
access
no,
it
well,
anymore?
there was a threat for it to vanish. Enough pushback we did get them to not do that. But yes, but and it wasn't. It was just like I think it was like it was anime. Was it like Crunchyroll or some shit like that?
No,
Or
it was like any movies you bought on PlayStation just were under threat of going away completely. You weren't going to be able to access them anymore.
yeah, that's kind of
All
the
movies, all TV shows you bought on there.
yeah, and that's the whole that's the problem with that model, right? Like it's like back in the 80s, in the 90s, like back in the day when if a TV show aired and you didn't watch it, you never knew if it was ever going to rerun. So if it was like a story like like X-Files had a bunch of arcs, and so if you missed an episode, you couldn't watch it. Like I remember the first season of 24. I was watching it week, right? I would record it and then I would watch it. I was at work on Mondays when it was on. And then the final episode, something happened with my recorder and it didn't record. And you couldn't go find it. I literally had to wait like a couple years. I didn't even go into season 2 of the show because I never finished season 1. And it took another like 4 or 5 years for my friends to buy a bunch of the seasons on DVD. And then they let me borrow it. And then I went through and started watching it, and that was the kind of the whole point is like, VCRs were a great way to kind of save media, you know what I mean? Or like to watch it again. But the movie companies and the TV companies were like, holy shit, this is going to fucking destroy everything. But then when they started releasing the seasons on DVD and on VHS and whatever, people would fucking buy them. I remember when growing up, my dad bought the VHS collection of Rocky and Bullwinkle. Have you ever seen Rocky and Bullwinkle?
Yeah, so my first exposure to it was from the movie, ironically.
Of course. I mean, it came out in like 2000, I think, right?
Yeah.
So like, I get that. But like for me, it was like going to visit my dad and I had nothing to do. And so I would just pop in the Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends show and just watch the episodes, and laugh at Moose and Squirrel, and Dudley Do-Right and all the other, Mr. Peabody and Sherman and all that stuff. I think growing up watching those shows gave me a better appreciation for that 2013 or 2014 Mr. Peabody and Sherman, which is actually a fine movie, but it didn't really have like a younger market. It's the same thing with Garfield. Like Garfield is not a contemporary property. And obviously it's a movie aimed for kids. And that's going to be one that like, your parents would be like, oh, I grew up watching Garfield or reading the comic books.
The Garfield movie will probably find more of an audience on digital and streaming, to be honest.
Yeah. It's kind of like,
it didn't do bad. It just that it didn't like domestically it didn't do great, but it has a $60 million budget, so it's fine.
Well, yes, and again, that's kind of the whole point. These things should be cheaper. They should find ways to make them cheaper. And the biggest issue with that is that the studio, again, because the executives are getting paid up front, that's the reason why these movies have these budgets the way that they fucking do. And also, never mind how much the actors want. And, and it's not the VFX are costing that much money because the VFX companies will all fucking lowball themselves in order to get the contract. And the studios are fucking straight up like working these VFX houses into the goddamn ground.
Mm-hmm. That's why the VFX can be so spotty.
Yeah, right. And so
that's what I'm saying, man. Like, man, there's so many issues going on in this industry.
Hold on, Rational here says, what happened to your Xbox? Oh, your James Bond collection on Xbox? Yeah, they refunded the $5.
Yeah.
I mean, that was so stupid. I feel like if I bought it for that amount, you should honor that shit. But whatever, man. The whole thing is crazy.
Point being, though, is just like the industry. I feel like it's just like there's so many issues right now in the movie entertainment industry right now. It's just like it's getting scary, man. Like I feel like 2024 is like going to be like the year of reflection.
But see, but that's why.
Where does it go next?
But that's why my whole thought process is like, I would rather do something like Boulder Talk Radio and talk about what's going on, and then like just do patio commentary over here. As much as I enjoy talking about the industry, but again, look at the conversation we're having right now. It's kind of stressful, right? It's like we don't know what's going on, rather than going like, oh hey, like what's a movie you could watch right now, like that you want to see.
I mean, I feel like the issue is too, and to get to your point, I feel like we would have more conversations about what's coming out if the strikes didn't happen and push everything back a year. That's also an issue with this release calendar this year, is that we're dealing with the ramifications of the strikes, to where things are kind of like very much a wasteland of content, you know?
Yeah, it was, I agree. I think the strikes, and you know what really sucks about the strikes is that they predicated so much of the hoopla on AI, and I think that poisoned the well for the utilization of the tool inside the workflow. And but at the end of the day, they were completely full of shit on it. So that part sucks, because like remember Fran Drescher was out there like, it's whatever, it's gonna take, and then they signed a deal with that fucking voice cloning company.
Yeah, which pissed off members of the union who were just like, hey, what the hell?
Absolutely. Again, they poisoned the well on the subject matter. And that ends up being the bigger problem here, is that everybody in the industry is wanting to just survive. Everybody in the industry is wanting to get paid, and they're wanting to be able to have a livable wage while doing it. I really do think that a lot of people in the industry are not trying to get rich and famous to the point of where they have millions of dollars and they never have to work another day in their life. They just want to be able to tell stories, and they just want to be able to get to earn enough money to be able to live a good life while doing it. The biggest problem I see right now, quite frankly, are the producers, and the producers are coming in through Silicon Valley, or coming in through telecom companies and things like that. And they don't
they're
value
from tech companies.
Yeah. And they don't value the output. They just value the return. And so it's like, that's where they're going to have to come to head on that one. And that's going to be a big deal. And that bubble will eventually, it will double burst, right? It's like the streaming bubble burst because of all the flooding of content. Then they're going to have the reclamation period where they go, okay, here is what we're going to have to now start to fucking streamline everything. But in some ways, it's almost like a mob mentality, because they flooded the market. They built up their subscriber numbers. Now they have to keep them. And if they gave them shit content for years, Netflix, and then they go, hey, now we're going to be curating everything to where it's going to be a lot better, and they get into this golden age of content creation, of stories that they're trying to tell, then people are going to be like, oh, I got to keep my Netflix subscription because now it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I'll tell you right now, the one company that I think is going to do that really well is fucking Disney, with adding Hulu to Disney Plus.
Yeah. Well, Apple too. Apple's doing their own interesting thing. They're like they're on the side. No one really talks about them, but they have a good curated amount of content. But
yeah,
hey, on a positive note, talking about stuff that's coming out to get excited for, instead of all the doom and gloom, Bad Boys comes out this week.
Oh, is that this week?
That comes out this Friday. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited for Bad Boys.
I saw the trailer. It looks good. I haven't seen Bad Boys 3 yet, so.
Oh, okay. Then don't watch this one yet, because it's a direct sequel. Like, some of the plot elements are picking up right after that one.
Yeah, I haven't. I have not seen. I own it. I have to find it. I bought the triple pack.
Oh, okay. Bad Boys 3 is really good.
I hear it's good. Yeah, number 1 and number 2 are great. I love those movies. I don't know why. I don't know if it was a Will Smith slap that guy. No, because it came out before that.
Yeah, the Bad Boys 3 came out before the slap. Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to watch them. Again, one of the things I want to do is I want to, and I'm gonna end it in the next few minutes, by the way. So there's a couple supers to get to here as well.
Yeah.
There's other stuff that went on today. Like Robert Downey Jr. is talking about wanting to come back. You've got Elle Fanning is
I know, new Predator movie.
New Predator movie that, well, we already knew that was happening. There's a new Alien Romulus trailer coming out tomorrow. Paramount and Skydance have agreed to a merger deal. That's pretty fucking big.
Which is best case scenario, actually. That was the best thing that could have happened to Paramount, because if Sony would have got them, it would have been bad because of what they were playing.
Yeah, exactly. Rebel Wilson came out and said that that the idea that only gay actors can play gay characters is total nonsense. You should be able to play any role you want. But if you were to have like a white man in a black role, I think she would speak a little bit differently on that one. So
You know what she means, though.
I know what she means, but I'll be a little bit facetious and push back on it and be like, it's a little ridiculous. Actors should be able to, because you're acting. You are
That's what
pretending.
she's saying, though. Gay actors
I
should be
know.
able to play straight roles.
And straight actors should be able to play gay roles.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Right? That's kind of the whole issue. But again, Hollywood is in this weird space of like, we can't defend anybody. I think it's kind of stupid. Elon Musk now allows porn on Twitter.
Because he can't control the bots anymore. He just gave up. That's what happened.
Yeah, I think, is that what it is?
I think so. I think he can't solve the bot issue with the replies with the porn bots. He just gave up and just said, okay, you can just all post porn now.
I guess that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. It's just like,
you can't fix the problem, so you invent a solution.
No, and it's everywhere. It's fucking everywhere.
I know, it's really bad now.
Like really I was and the thing is, like, I have friends of mine that will just straight retweet it, and I'm like, guys, fuck, like, I don't want to like mute you, but like, can I mute like this kind of content?
I don't want to see full blown cooch on my timeline. You know,
I mean, yeah, if it's good looking cooch, I think that's a different story. But there's like one, my friend retweeted this one. It was like perfect couples. It was beach couple, and it's like this dude filming his wife getting railed by some other guy, and I'm like, the video just starts playing, and I didn't turn off the sound because I was watching another video. Good. Well, I was in the car waiting to go pick up the cats, but I had it tied into the my Bluetooth speaker in the car. So I'm waiting there, and all of a sudden it's just like, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. I'm like, fuck, shit, fuck. Like, what the fuck was that? Just because it auto plays. It's fucking shit, man. Not the biggest fan of that, to be fair. And but yeah. What else we got there? Hold on, let me get to some supers here. Okay. All right. H Bart's here asking if I read up on any of the Rings of Power stuff or no. Did not. I'm just kind of waiting to watch it, to be fair. Thank you, though. This is here. What about Disney's next cartoon, X-Men and Exo Squad, since both cartoon borrowed the same writers with totally different studios? If you can convince Disney to buy the Exo Squad rights from
good luck with that, though.
From NBC, by all means, go for it. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Command Unit here. I'm probably not going to get to that trailer, but thank you, though, for sending me a cinematic trailer on what. I'll see what it is, if it's anything good. I don't know. I don't have. Tired. It's been a long
I know.
time.
Sorry, we went over the time you wanted to get out.
Let's see here. It's a gaming thing. I'll check it out on BTR. Okay, I'll check it out on BTR. All right, I'll probably do that tomorrow night. And then okay. Also, this is for 5. Thank you. There are some shows and films that some studios refuse to put on Blu-ray for BS reasons, like Universal's constant refusal to make an Exo Squad Blu-ray. Again, it's always Exo Squad with them. It is. Here's what I say to that: 100% is start a writing campaign, start creating noise, make videos. We want Exo Squad. Go on Reddit, try to find a subreddit for people who are obsessed with that 30-year-old show like you are. And
put
then
a hashtag out there.
Put a hashtag. I'll retweet it.
Hashtag release Exo Squad.
Yeah, justice for Exo Squad. Like fucking do all that. Absolutely, man. And then the last one here, because this is gonna be kind of funny. Ash here for 5. Thank you. I made my very first Suno song dedicated to the plight of RJ.
All right.
So this is what's gonna roll us out tonight.
All right. Well,
it's called
on Matt. It's been great.
Are you gonna fucking leave?
Yeah.
You gotta stay. You gotta stay. This is only it's quick. It's called Gooning for Sex. Hey, I don't know who did.
Oh my god.
This should be pretty funny.
She's in a relationship, guys. Leave me alone.
She is in a relationship. But if you look at the picture she posts, have you noticed that they kind of look similar?
What, you think it's AI?
No, I wonder if she's just like putting a beard on and then like photoshopping herself with herself.
Oh, that was, she doesn't reveal who.
So she doesn't reveal that she just doesn't reveal that she's lonely.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
We've heard his voice though.
Did we?
What, you think it's all AI?
It could be. She's smart. Anyway, here is Gooning for Saggy. The 90s rap jazzy. I guess that's the thing. Oh my God.
Yo,
yo, RJ's got a camera clicking, fans found. Gooning for saggy, tiptoeing, no sound. Critics on his case, calling him a gun shill. Mail slinging shade, no chill, spilling ill will. Zack Snyder, cold sabers out, red alert. Ski walking, new geeks trying to kick dirt. Spy games, accusations, tell stories like a bard. RJ in the zone, rapping hard, playing his cards. Gooning for saggy, RJ staying true. Hating on the hustle, critics got no clue. Username, battlegrounds, drama in the mix. RJ standing tall, blocking all the tricks. Late nights, edit sessions, grind getting tight. RJ versus trolls, fighting Twilight. Just a YouTuber with a vision in his lens. Critics run their mouths, but RJ won't bend. Call him spy guns guy, puppet on the string. But RJ pushing forward, futures glimmering. Cryptic comments, shadows casting black. Brush it off, move ahead, ain't looking back. Algorithm game trying to dodge strikes. Building up his base, stacking up lights. RJ stay composed through the trash talk. Vibes too strong on this long-winded walk. Look at yo. Look at yo. Zack Snyder called sabers out, red alert. Ski walking, new geeks trying to kick dirt. Spy games, accusations, tell stories like a bard. RJ in the zone, rapping hard, playing his cards. Gooning for saggy, RJ staying true. Hating on the hustle, critics got no clue. Username, battlegrounds, drama in the mix. RJ standing tall, blocking all the tricks. Gooning for saggy, RJ staying true. Hating on the hustle, critics got no clue. Username, battlegrounds, drama in the mix. RJ standing tall, blocking all the tricks. Look at yo. Look at yo. Look at yo. Late nights, edit sessions, grind getting tight. RJ versus trolls, fighting Twilight. Just a YouTuber with a vision in his lens. Critics run their mouths, but RJ won't bend.
There you go.
Jesus Christ.
Did you hear the one I made about the Martian?
Yes, yeah.
That was funny. I showed that to my girlfriend today, and she was like, "What the fuck is this?" we were walking through our backyard, and it's like all nice and rainy. It's
then you hear that song,
and then we're just kind of talking, and I'm like, "Hey, let me show you this thing I made," and she's like, "What the fuck?"
Well, apparently, Spherical Man has news for us.
Oh, what is it? What happened? Better than Zod Blighter's crap? Yeah.
No, we had a comment earlier.
Matt doesn't care about Campia?
2-1's up.
Okay. Released another diss track a little bit ago. It's worse than the first one. Okay. Son of a bitch. I mean,
which one, Spherical Man? Which one?
You got it. Yeah, you got to send me a link. You got to send me a link.
In the chat or something.
Yeah, post it. No, he can DM it to me on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Fucking God damn it, man. God.
What is that like? Honestly, can I say this? I think AI was a mistake, Matt, because he gave Todd Ryder this.
I can't say that I disagree with you on that one. There's good and there's bad that goes with it. All things considered, we just have to remember that it's kind of the point. But I want to know, like, who did he do a diss track back to? That's my question.
Because first he did one on Sil, then Good Austin did one on me, then you did one on the Cool Table.
Okay, so this is called 4K Buster.
Oh my God!
Oh no, he did one. Yeah, Bootleg Darby. This song is about you featuring Felion G Fiona.
What?
I don't know. Oh God, why the fuck?
So he made 2 new songs.
He did. Yeah. Okay.
Oh okay. No, that thumbnail.
Yeah, I think this is about Sil.
Okay. Spherical Man said he sent it to you.
I think this is it though. I think this is it. Let me just double check because that's the last one that he did. So, is this it? Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay.
Okay. Oh my God.
Dear God.
This is Jesus Christ. The things we do for comedy.
I'm scared, Matt.
Look at the sing. It doesn't have the L in the single.
Uncle, get the bus.
I didn't notice that because it's down. Jesus Christ.
Why does he try to make himself a black man? That's my question.
I don't know.
Oh, he did. He definitely used.
Damn, you lied again. We caught you.
Okay, dude.
What the fuck?
Miracle Man saved
Fast forward 30 seconds.
Don't
Wait.
quit your
Too
day
late.
job, you bust.
How bad?
Hold on.
Why you keep lying? What's it all about? Are you really that thirsty for freaking clout? How bad is it, homie? Are the bills piling up? Are you going through a divorce, running its course through your money, buddy? I gotta know. I'm on the quest. Leave for the butt, but the heat of West. When he get down, I'm a store cause I curse with him on Jane Street, dang every lounge. Each and every live you do is more lies. Is there anything about you that's true? You mentioned Geek Out City Mag, what a joke. You know James runs it. He broke that rag too. It ain't even close to Mikey's vision. You might as well break a chicken bone and start wishing. I guess it's fitting. You two fake each other out. Nothing matters but the clout.
I think he fucked up by not adding a nappy dugout line right there.
Don't quit your day job, you bust.
What? Did Sil respond? Is that what happened?
No, I don't think he has. No.
How many times do we got to catch you in the line for you to at least try to be better? Is it because you got no sources since Mikey died? Do you just make things up and hope it turns out to be right? Seems like a lot of copium for one dude. The way you treat your supporters is awfully rude. I used to feel bad for you, homie. You're better than this. Stop it.
What the fuck?
Dude.
Yo, this
He's
is...
talking about Mikey.
The last thing I'm gonna speak on this is that I really wish you take a step back and reflect on the man you used to be before we lost Mikey. This is so incredibly sad to see. I don't wish you no ill, but you gotta realize you just ain't right and chill. Your friends will understand. Open up to us and maybe we can help you with a plan. Come on, man. Peace.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
What was the other one? It says like a female rapper.
Oh, God fucking damn it.
We might as well.
Hold on. This song is about you.
Featuring Felion Fiona. Look at the chat GPT synopsis.
Yeah. Okay, this is a poignant and reflective track that delves. This is written by GPT, by the way. Is there any comments on it? No. 30 views.
Can't understand what you're saying.
So this is a big problem with, okay, so I can tell you he's using UDO to do this. All right. Like he's using UDO. Because it always fucks up and does this really long ass intro. Right. And it's like,
and then it doesn't get into the actual lyrics, like the actual song, until like a minute in.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to see here, like, you know, this is like, hold on, let's just kind of jump ahead.
Of keeping it real plot twist. Everybody knows your arrogance. Thinks it's horrendous. Your words are endless, defenseless, straight senseless. I'm about to unload truth on your lies. I despise. That's real
God, this is just terrible.
It's unintelligible.
That's the biggest. That's kind of the whole.
I could at least understand. That one, I can't even understand what's going on
because it's two voices, it's two vocal tracks, and they're just not complementary, right? So it's like if you're gonna have the bootleg Darby rapping, and then you're gonna have Felony G Fiona,
doing
whatever,
some vocals in the background,
yeah, you're gonna want to have her like, and I guarantee you that's probably stolen from like APAS's voice. But you know, because he's done that. No, he's done that before. Remember, he used APAS to narrate some shit.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, you know, what I want to know is what else he's made APAS say. You know, probably like
I don't want to know.
I
don't want to listen. We couldn't find his sex talk podcast. I don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't know. This is weird shit. I think again, like a lot of it with him. or with this stuff is it's just it required like this is so bad.
Yeah, at least with the good Austin, he made an actual diss track. Although apparently
Yeah.
he used some AI elements probably, but
I don't know. I mean,
it's
it
all
was
him.
yeah. No, that was definitely him. You know, but he had somebody else mix it, I think. Because like
No, it says he did all of it himself. So I don't know.
He. I mean, I honestly I can't say I don't rap, but you know, neither can he. To be fair, it's
Yeah. Well, what's better, his or Zod's?
I think Zod's is funnier. I think it's really funny that they went after you. Like, did you? But yeah, but I mean, well, I did that one from the van yesterday at work, and I had to make that comment about like taking mail like a money shot. So it's just,
Jesus Christ,
dude. It was not. It's funny because GPT was like, this content might violate our policies, but it still gave it to me anyway. But it still did it anyway.
Yeah, it happened to me when I was trying to make something too.
Yeah, you have to be like, you know, you have to fucking play with it a little bit. But I again, like, I think it's hysterical, like getting into the AI diss track shit because it's so fucking.
Well, I just
stupid.
think it's funny that this is how the beef is playing out, like via AI diss tracks.
I almost want to produce like high quality AI diss tracks for Syl to use against them just for shits and grins. But I also don't want to like help him with anything because like fuck that guy. But
yeah.
Anyway,
it's just funny. It's all funny.
It's all fun and games until somebody gets killed in AI. I guess I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go watch a movie. And then
what movie?
I'm looking at my list here. What do I got? Let's see. Recent ones I've picked up. Okay, I already watched Abigail. Abigail was good. I need to talk about that. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. I got that one. Godzilla X Kong. Got that. The Town That Dreaded Sundown, which is a epic fucking mid 1970s film. I actually saw that on a double feature with Rolling Thunder at the New Bev back in 2007. That's the theater Tarantino owns. He did I think it was like a 2-month Grindhouse Film Festival.
You know, a movie you should watch and do a patio commentary on.
What's that?
PG porn.
No, that's fucking. That's like those are like 2 minutes each. I've already seen all those. I've got Challengers. I've got The Fall Guy. I've got Private Parts, which is Howard Stern's biopic. Civil War, 30 Minutes or Less. Soldier, the Kurt Russell 1997 or 1998 action film. It's technically a sequel to Blade Runner. Like it's in the same universe.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. I got The Wizard from 1989 remastered. I got Judgment Night remastered.
You mean the Super Mario 3 Nintendo Direct?
Yeah. I also got Godzilla -1. I've got Doomsday. Doomsday is fucking awesome though. Let's see, all the Harry Potters, Late Night with the Devil. Did I get like fucking? Yeah, I got Pretty Little Maids all in a row. That's a good one. That's an old one from the 70s. Got The Beekeeper. I got all the Expendables. I got Scream 2022.
There you go.
I need to rewatch all the Screams. Oh, I got Congo.
Congo's
a good one. I got The Flash, Jumanji: The Next Level. I got Sisu. Got Mario Brothers. Hobbs and Shaw, Dungeons and I haven't seen Dungeons and Dragons.
Which one was Sisu?
Sisu was the one. It was like the old fucking like the Polish dude who's like got gold, and it's in World War II,
like
or the Ukrainian, or
John Wick.
Yeah, or it's like where he's like got all the fucking the guys at him and shit. Watch Civil War. Parallax asking.
I was gonna say Late Night with the Devil.
I watched that last week actually. I did. I do need to talk about Late Night with the Devil. I thought it was really good. I watched that and Abigail back to back. Dude, Abigail was really good. I really liked Abigail.
I'm really bummed out I missed that in theaters.
You don't need to watch it in theaters. It's honestly like it's a fun story. Angus McFadden is like the worst actor in that movie, so you know whatever. But the movie
is the worst.
He's the guy he died. I'm not trying to besmirch his memory, but like he was from Euphoria.
Oh, the rapper, yeah.
Yeah, he just fucking terrible. Music Man says Abigail is just fantastic. Yeah, I like the ending of it there. I really enjoyed the movie all the way through. Dan Stevens was excellent. Fucking Everyone was really good in that movie. It's a fun, dude. You should watch it. It's really, really fun movie.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
How was Fall Guy? How long is Fall Guy?
Fall Guys about 2 hours 15 minutes. I want to say.
All right, that would end.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit long in the tooth. I think they could have cut about 15, 20 minutes out of the movie, to be honest. But it's really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a blast. I had a great time with it.
I might watch. I know. Rational saying Civil War. I want to watch Civil War, but I also kind of want to be in like a good mindset to watch Civil War.
Yeah, watch Civil War after right before the election.
I'm gonna watch it before then. But again, like I've got.
Yeah, I know. Just messing. I'm messing.
Oh wow! I forgot I had this one. I got Judge Dredd from '95. Yeah, I'm not watching that right now. I've also got. Well, I just recently picked up the Judge Dredd in 4K. Let's see. Yeah, X and Pearl. I got that. 28 Days Later. Ooh, I got Dick Tracy.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch X and Pearl before Maxine comes out.
I would rewatch X. I don't. Pearl's a one-time fucking watch for me. It wasn't like. It wasn't as good.
I don't know. I like Pearl.
So. Let's see. Reed here says, "Can't wait to watch Late Night with the Devil." It's really good. It's really good. I liked it quite a bit. It's short. It was short. That's one of the things I enjoyed about it, was that it was kind of short. It was like, okay, pretty easy to get into.
Mm-hmm.
Watch Ministry. How long is Ministry? I know it's a Guy Ritchie film. It's 2 hours exactly. That's not bad. Is it like funny? Is it? Oh, Spherical Commander says Pearl was bad. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't X. Like X was just great. Like X was just fucking amazing.
Well, they're very different kinds of movies, though.
Well, it's true. Well, the thing about Pearl,
because X is more like a traditional horror film, and then Pearl is like more like a deep psychotic character study of like what drove this person to become that way.
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, Mia Goth, she should have been nominated. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, she's great. She's great.
Like Maxine. Maxine is a highly anticipated film of mine. I really want to see it. That's right. David Cornsweet's in it. Yeah. Yeah. But no, I think X is a better made movie. But I understand why Ty West did what T West did what he no, it's Ty, right?
It's Ty West, yeah.
Yeah, I know why he did what he did, right? Because he pitched it as like, look, we already have this farmhouse, we have this barn, this is our set.
It's like, let's just use this location again for a different movie.
Yeah, let's just paint it, and then we'll just do this, and it's like, oh, okay.
I mean, it's kind of like I said. I think once we see the trilogy completed, we get a full broad picture of the story that was being told. Maybe you'll enjoy Pearl more.
Maybe I hope so. Because I don't like. I just thought that it was kind of like, I thought that it was kind of weak. But that being said, it's very much a, I think that it was just not as good as what came before. But then again, I also watched them back to back. And I thought X
that
was
also
like,
might have, yeah.
Yeah, I thought X was just brilliant. Was like legitimately brilliant. So I had a lot of fun with that. Let's see here. I'll do the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, because it's 2 hours and I'll be done before 2 a.m.
There you go.
And then I can, because I want to watch them. I want to talk more about them and stuff. I still haven't even watched all the Kung Fu Panda 4 yet.
I haven't watched it, period. And you get around to it.
Kids have watched it a number of times. I got what else I got? I got Shoot 'Em Up from 2007. That's a good one. I have like a whole bunch of was it? I have the Death of Superman Lives. I have the documentary on here.
Yeah.
It's on my Plex server. So, take that for what you will. I've got Monster Squad. Have you ever seen Monster Squad, RJ?
Yes, long time. It's been a while since I watched it, but yeah, I watched
Great
it. I think when
movie.
I was like 12, 13.
Oh yeah, good. That's a good time to watch it. Yeah, I got the Shape of Water, the Disaster Artist. a lot of there. I got a lot of stuff I got to watch. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go watch Ungentlemanly Warfare. But I will. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. So There's a lot there to watch, guys. Again, would you guys prefer, and I'm legitimately asking because I legitimately want to like put a focus on this channel. It's like, I can do Hollywood After Dark, but again, like the movie, they're fun to talk about, but there's like, I'd rather talk about the movies and then just do Boulder Talk Radio and talk about everything else. Cause that's like, that's like kind of a mishmash of shit.
Just give me the channel and I'll cover the news.
No, I'm not going to give you the channel because like it's,
I know,
I'm not going to give you the channel, but like legitimately asking for people who might listen to this later, like movie reviews or the fucking news. It's like, it's difficult to do both. It's difficult to do both.
Unless
not unless
forces.
Not unless
combined forces.
No, for one, no. I work way too much for that. Also, H Rusher, thank you. Random last $2 from Sim, thank you.
The stuff you don't like, and you do stuff you like.
I would because I would get frustrated because I'm like, I just need to watch more is really what it boils down to.
That's what I'm saying.
But
I would free up the time.
No, you got to focus on it. But I think for me, it's like now that my youngest is out of school, I don't know if I have to be up at 7 a.m. tomorrow because I was up early this morning because of the cats, but they're home now. I know I might get to sleep tomorrow. H-Bart's here. I'm going to send in some patio money. Yeah, fucking fun patio commentary. If you guys want me to watch movies, fucking $50.
Why don't you do patio commentaries for TV shows?
See, that's what H-Bart's wants me to do. He wants me to do that.
That's not true.
For like Shogun. No, Parallax here says the HWAD Pantheon. If you know, you know.
Wow.
That's a deep cut. That's a deep ass cut, man. No, I don't want to do like a Pantheon thing. I mean, but like legitimately, like, doing a, like what I've thought about is like maybe like patio commentary, long form live show talking about like the new movies that come out versus like, and then have people call in for that one. Cause a lot of people like, like Blargan, he's great to talk to, by the way. He called in for Godzilla -1. We had a great conversation about that.
Yeah. Honestly, if you're going to do patio commentaries live show, it should be for new movies.
It should be for new movies. Yeah.
The weekend they come out.
Well, or like, or the Tuesday after they come out. So then people have time to go see it. I have time to go see it. That's the kind, again, like that's like the biggest fucking problem is like, just because my work schedule, like legitimately they wanted me to go. I got off work at like, what time was it on Saturday night? Like 1 o'clock in the morning or something. And they wanted me back at 11:30 a.m. We've actually just recently lost somebody. I found out yesterday because the hours, they were complaining about the hours and they fucking work you. Like, that's the whole point. Like, if you don't put your foot down and like specify the hours that you're available, they do this because like we took 88,000 passengers home last year, or took them to and from. 88,000 people over 365 days. That's a lot of fucking people. That's over 200 a day. Like that's a lot. And so like they got to work us and stuff. And the money's good. It's just like, it's just long, long days. But anyway, yeah, I do want to just talk more. I want to watch more and talk more. That's like where I am.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is pretty good too.
Yeah. I haven't seen War yet.
What?
I watched Rise. I watched Dawn finally. Dawn was fucking.
I thought you watched War.
No, I didn't watch War yet.
War came out like 7 years ago.
I know. I just saw Dawn like a few weeks ago.
What are you talking about? I thought you watched Dawn.
No, I never did. I never did. I bought
what did you think of Dawn? Because that movie's incredible.
Yeah, I just said it was brilliant. Dawn was amazing. Koba is such a good villain. Like I love Koba.
Incredible movie.
Yeah. It's H-Bar's here is like 48 hours a week is what he's working. He likes to fucking rub that in. All right, for one, like I drive a Mercedes Sprinter van all up and down Washington. You're on a fucking forklift in a temperature controlled warehouse. I don't want to hear it. But yeah, no, I work like, between like 37 and 44 hours a week, somewhere in there. So it adds up and it's just tiring. But I don't want to focus on being tired. I want to actually like make content that I want to do. I want to talk about these things. I want to try if there's a way to like I know that taking on the chuds head on is not going to work. There's no mechanism for like left wing or progressive or positive movie coverage to be funded by some kind of like, billionaire. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no mechanism for that. Like the right wingers have got fucking billionaires backing them up. The chuds have got that. We don't have that. So you're going up against like emotionally driven content, and it's just like you can't do it. So it's kind of like, all right, like
You shouldn't try to ultimately.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. You definitely shouldn't. H parts for 5. It's not temperature controlled. It's hot as fuck in here right now. Baited, motherfucker. Anyway, no, okay, go step outside then. Get there's a pastor who's got a inflatable hot tub you might be able to hang out at. Hold on. H parts here, member for 35 months. Thank you. I'll back you up as your billionaire funder. You got my PayPal. You know what is up. You know what's up. He just wants me to watch fucking what movies does he want me to watch? He just wants me to watch old Hammer films.
Oh, I thought he was going to say to watch Yellow Jackets.
I think Yellow Jackets. I know he wants me to watch Shogun, and I know he wants me to watch Yellow Jackets.
That's something on my list of things.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll probably check out Shogun. Maybe I'll check that out. I don't know, because I need to catch up on The Boys, because The Boys season 4 starts pretty soon.
That starts that starts in 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, I got 2 weeks, so I got to catch up.
Because did the Acolyte already drop already, or?
Acolyte drops tomorrow night at like 9 p.m. or something.
Okay, well, then I'll probably watch it tomorrow. I am gonna watch it. Yeah, I do want to watch it. I know you asked me about that earlier, but I do really want to watch it.
I haven't watched Ahsoka or Miss Marvel, but sure.
Well, fuck you.
It's Ahsoka, God damn it, watch it.
I know. Watch Upside Down. What is Upside Down again? I remember we that doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I want to eat some popcorn. I'm fucking hungry. I'm gonna go watch a movie. So I will see you guys later. Thank you all so much. If you haven't already, thumbs up the stream. If you're on Twitter, thank you. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Oh, okay. Also, Rick, hold on. I got this right at the very end. H parts for 5. Thank you. Good idea, RJ. Matt should watch Yellow Jackets. Jackie is the best. I don't know who Jackie is.
You'll know. Just do a Google search right now. Just put in yellow. Well, maybe not.
No. I don't want spoilers.
Just think about his account.
No. Oh, no. I figured as much. That was the thing. I got him to become a simp account by just going like, you like her, don't you? He's like, how'd you know? It's fucking easy. Yeah. But the Podio money is for the Three Musketeers, though.
The monetization for Twitter is all collapsing as we know it.
I really hope that they get rid of that, because I will not. I'll downgrade to the fucking to the $8 a month and not even seek monetization.
Yeah, I got to reconsider that as well, because I'm not a fan of that either. I really don't want to give my information like biometric scan data. It's kind of a bit too far.
Hold on. What is biometric?
Because they want you to scan your face. They can verify that's you.
Yeah. Well, that's also just you showing a picture of like your ID, I think, right?
Yeah, your photo.
Yeah, biometric scan data is an electronic copy of a person's unique physical or behavioral characteristics that can be used to automatically identify them. Oh, right. So it's just like fucking like, it's like scanners, man. It's like, what is it? Facial recognition technology.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, that's what they're doing at Walmart now. You know that, right? Like if you steal a lot, like they'll just fucking, they scan you.
Really?
Like they've got like, I think Target does it too. They've got facial recognition technology that will like scan you. And if you steal and they catch you, then like it will allow it to build up. They'll build a profile on you, and it will allow it to build up to like $1,200. And then they're going to compile all that and then take that to the police, because now you're in felony territory.
Damn.
That's what I heard. That's what someone on TikTok said. Again, grain of fucking salt. But
yeah,
it's then I'm wondering, like, have I ever stolen anything accidentally from fucking Walmart? Like,
I mean, because you would know, wouldn't you?
Well, sometimes, like, you put things through and it's like the kids hand you something. You know what I mean?
Well, like, did it get the alarm going off?
No, the alarms only. No, like I'm talking like a pack of gum or something small like that, you know, something small. And there was one time I was at a place called Winco, and I had my eldest daughter, and she was like 2 or some shit like that. No, she was 3 because we had just gotten off of preschool. And I'm walking back out to the car, and I realized that she had reached over and grabbed a pair of fucking headphones from like the checkout. You know, they had like the 15, I think they're like $20 or whatever. And she had grabbed it, and she just took it off the fucking shelf, and she just held onto it, and I just didn't see it. So when we get back to the car, and all of a sudden I see that we got these headphones. I'm like, God damn it. So I put her back in the cart, take her back in, and go, I'm sorry, my daughter grabbed these. I did not pay for them. So I'm like, I made sure to return that shit because I like going to that store. Also, Rational asking, what about Benson? He did say something to me on Instagram about how Trump is going to be the next president. I'm like, I'm not going to respond to that. So.
Oh, man.
Anyway,
34 convictions or 30.
Yeah, 34 convictions. You know, he's a convicted felon who will probably still end up becoming president. Who fucking knows?
If he does, what does that mean?
You know, REM has a song that I think perfectly summarizes it. It's the end of the world as we know it, basically. So I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is movies. That's what I want to focus on. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go watch a movie now. Thank you very much, RJ, for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yes.
And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll probably end up doing maybe a little earlier Boulder Talk or something. I'm definitely going to watch Acolyte. So we'll figure that out. All right.